In this video, we are going to talk about sets. We'll talk about rationalization of sets. We'll also talk about how to perform addition and subtraction and then multiplication of sets. And finally, solve some problems in sets. So, let's assume you are given square root of 25. So, what is the square root of 25? You see that 5 times 5 is 25, and therefore the square root of 25 is 5. Now, what if it was minus 36? And then we're also given square root of minus 81. And then minus square root of minus 49. So square root of 36, you see that 6 times 6 is 36. And therefore, this becomes minus 6. However, this square root of minus 81, you see that square root of negative numbers gives us a complex number. So we can rewrite this as square root of 81 times square root of minus 1. Now, square root of minus 1 is I. Now, 9 times 9 is 81. So square root of 81 is 9. So this becomes 9i, where I squared is equal to 1 minus 1. Now, look at this one. You see that this one looks like this. 7 times 7 is 49. So we can rewrite this as minus square root of 49 times square root of minus 1. So square root of minus 1 is I. The square root of 49 is 7. So this becomes minus 7i. So let's find square root of 75. Now, before then, when it comes to sets, you must be conversant with the squares. So the first perfect square is 1, then 4, and then the next one is 9, because 3 squared is 9. Then 4 squared is 16. Then 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. 8 squared is 64. Then 9 squared is 81. Then 10 squared is 100. I'm limiting myself to 100 for the sake of this video. So what we'll do is that square root of 75 is the same as, you see that 25 times 3 is 75. So square root of 75 is square root of 25 times square root of 3. So square root of 25, you see that it is what? 5 squared is 25. So this will give us 5 times square root of 3. So let's take some other examples. So what is the square root of 32? So you see that 16 times 2 is 32. So square root of 32 is equal to square root of 16 times 2. And then this is equal to square root of 16 times square root of 2. Square root of 16, 16 is a perfect square. It is 4. So this will give us 4 root 2. Now let's come to square root of 50. You see that 25 times 2 is 50. So, and 25 is a perfect square. So this will give us square root of 25 times 2. And this will give us square root of 25 times square root of 2. Square root of 25 is 5. So this is equal to 5 root 2. Now, what about 6 square root of 80? So you see that 80, 16 times 5 is 80. So this becomes 6, then square root of 16 times 5. So square root of 16 times 5. So you get 6 times square root of 16 times square root of 5. So 16 is a perfect square. So square root of 16 is what? 4. So this becomes 6 times 4 times square root of 5. Now 6 times 4 is 24. And therefore this is equal to 24 root 5. So assuming we are given this set 2 over root 2, how do you rationalize this set? The rule says that multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So this becomes square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. You see that square root of 2 divided by square root of 2 is 1. And 1 times Any number is that number, and therefore we have not changed the question in any way. We've only written it in a better form that is solvable. So this becomes 2 times square root of 2 is 2 root 2 divided by, now root a times root a is equal to root a all squared, and that is equal to a. So therefore root 2 times root 2 is equal to 2. Now 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. So therefore this is equal to square root of 2. So let's rationalize 3 over square root of 7. So multiply the numerator and the denominator by square root of 7. So this is equal to 3 root 7 divided by, now remember, root a times root a is a. So root 7 times, sorry, here's root 7. Root 7 will give us 7. So here's 7. What about 7 over square root of 5? So multiply the numerator and then the denominator by square root of 5. So this becomes 7 times square root of 5 is 7 root 5 divided by 5. So let's simplify 4 root 8 plus 3 root 50 minus 6 root 32. So then thing we need to do is that we need to first break down the square roots into its simplest form and look at the correspondence. So you see that square root of 8 is the same as 4 times square root of 4 times 2 plus 3 times 50 is the same as square root of 25 times 2, and then minus 6 times 32 is the same as 16 times 2. So this becomes 4 times square root of 4 times square root of 2, then plus 3 times square root of 25 times square root of 2, then minus 6 times square root of 16 times square root of 2. So root 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. So here becomes 8 root 2. Then plus square root of 25 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. So 15 root 2. Then minus square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 6 is 24. So 24 root 2. Now 8 plus 15, 23. So here becomes 23 root 2 minus 24 root 2. And therefore we are going to get minus root 2 as a final answer. So let's simplify square root of 450 minus square root of 200. So you see that 450 is the same as 225 times 2. So this becomes square root of 225 times 2. Then minus, now 200 is the same as 100 times 2. So this becomes square root of 225 times square root of 2 minus square root of 100 times square root of 2. Square root of 225 is 15. So here is 15 root 2 minus square root of 100 is 10 root 2. So 15 root 2 minus 10 root 2 is equal to 5 root 2. Simplify square root of 6 plus 1 divided by square root of 6. So what we need to do is to rationalize. So this becomes square root of 6 plus 1 divided by square root of 6. So multiply the numerator and denominator by square root of 6. So this becomes now square root of 6 times square root of 6 plus 1. Then now root 6 times root 6 is 6. So divided by 6. Now square root of 6 times square root of 6 is 6. Then plus 1 times square root of 6 is square root of 6 divided by 6. So this becomes 6 divided by 6 plus 1 over 6 root 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. So this becomes 1 plus 1 over 6 root 6. So we have this question here. We are supposed to simplify square root of 98 minus square root of 50 plus square root of 18. Now square root of 98 is the same as, you see that 49 times 2 is 98. So here is 49 times 2. Then minus square root of 50, that is 25 times 2. then plus square root of 18 is 9 times 2. So this becomes square root of 49 times square root of 2 minus square root of 25 times square root of 2 and plus square root of 9 times square root of 2. So square root of 49 is 7. So here 7 root 2. Then minus square root of 25 is 5. So 5 root 2. Then square root of 9 is 3. So 3 root 2. Now, minus 5 plus 3 root 2 is minus 2 root 2. Now, 7 minus 2 root 2 becomes 5 root 2. So this is the final answer. So simplify square root of 28 plus 1 over square root of 7. Anytime you get the question in this form, you are supposed to break the square root into the simplest form. So let's break the square root of 28 in simplest form. So square root of 28 is the same as square root of 4 times 7. Then plus 1 over square root of 7. So this becomes square root of 4 times square root of 7. Square root of 4 is 2. So here becomes 2 root 7 plus 1 over root 7. So let's find the LCM. The LCM is square root of 7. So this one is over 1. So 1 root 7 divided by 1 is root 7. So here becomes 2 root 7 times root 7. Then plus, now root 7 divided by root 7 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So now, remember what we said, root a times root a is equal to a. And therefore, this becomes 2 times square root of 7 times square root of 7 is 7. Plus 1 divided by square root of 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. So this is equal to 15 over root 7. However, because there is a surd in the denominator, we need to rationalize. So this becomes root 7 divided by root 7. And then that will give us 15 root 7 divided by 7. So we are supposed to simplify 8 root 20 minus 12 root 5 plus 2 root 45. So just as we established earlier on, when you get it like this, reduce the square roots into its simplest forms. So 20 is the same as 4 times 5. So this becomes 8 times root 4 times root 5. Then minus, this one is already in its simplest form. So 12 root 5. Then plus 2 times. Now, 45 is the same as 9 times 5. So square root of 9 times square root of 5. Now, root 4 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. So 16 root 5. Then minus 12 root 5. And then, now, square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So plus 6 root 5. Minus 12 plus 6 is minus 6. So this becomes 16 root 5 minus 6 root 5. And then 16 minus 6 is 10. So this becomes 10 root 5. So assuming we are given this square root of 3 minus 1 times square root of, into bracket square root of 3 minus 1 times 1 plus root 3. How do you simplify this? Remember what we did earlier on in algebra. A plus B times B plus C plus D. What you do is that you take A and then you distribute it here. Then after you take B and you distribute B2 with this. So this becomes A times C plus D, then plus B times C plus D. Then you continue. So we'll do the same thing here. So this becomes square root of 3. Then we'll distribute it with this. So times 1 plus square root of 3. Then minus 1. Then times 1 plus square root of 3. So root 3 times 1 is root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. So plus 3. Minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 times root 3 is minus root 3. So this becomes root 3 and minus root 3 will cancel. 3 minus 1 is 2. So this will give us 2. So we are supposed to expand into bracket 4 minus 3 root 2 times another bracket 1 plus 5 root 2. So now what we'll do is that take 4, distribute it here. So 4 times 1 plus 5 root 2. then minus 3 root 2. Distribute it again, 1 plus 5 root 2. So 4 times 1 is 4. Then 4 times 5 is 20. So this becomes plus 20 root 2. Then now minus 3 root 2 times 1 is minus 3 root 2. Then now minus 3 root 2 times 5 root 2. So what you do is that if you have a root b times c root b, you multiply a and c, so it will be ac. Now root b times root b is b, so ac times b. Now let's come to this case. So a is minus 3, then c is 5. So minus 3 times 5 is minus 15. Then root b times root b is b, so times 2. So this becomes 4, then minus 15 times 2 is 30. Now 20 root 2 minus 3 root 2 is 17, so plus 17 root 2. And now 4 minus 30 is minus 26. So this becomes 17 root 2 minus 26. So we are supposed to simplify square root of 6 times into bracket 2 root 2 plus 1 over root 2. Now, in this case, the prudent thing is that we need to first solve the bracket first. So how do we solve this bracket? Now, the LCM is square root of 2. So this is over 1. So root 2 divided by 1 is root 2. So here becomes root 2 times 2 root 2. And then plus. Now, root 2 divided by root 2 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So all of this, then we multiply by root 6. Now, this becomes root 6 times 2 times root 2 times root 2 is 2 plus 1 divided by root 2. So root 2 times root 2 is, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So this becomes root 6 times 5 divided by root 2. So what we can do in this case is to rationalize. We rationalize by multiplying numerator and denominator by root 2 over root 2. So this becomes, now, root 6 times root 2 will give us square root of 12. Then times 5 divided by 2. Now, square root of 12 is the same as square root of 4 times square root of 3. And square root of 4 is 2. So this becomes 2 root 3 divided by 2 times 5. So these 2 and these 2 will cancel out. So at the end of the day, the final answer is 5 root 3. So let's simplify 2 root 3 minus 6 divided by root 3 plus 3 divided by root 27. So just as we said earlier on, if you have the square roots, you need to reduce them into the simplest form. So you see that root 27 is the same as square root of 9 times square root of 3. And square root of 9 is 3. So this is equal to 3 root 3. So that means that this becomes 2 root 3 minus 6 over root 3. Then plus 3 over 3 root 3. So this 3 and this 3 will cancel out. So at the end of the day, we'll have 2 root 3 minus 6 over root 3. Then plus 1 over root 3. So let's find the LCM. So the LCM is root 3. So this is divided by 1. Root 3 divided by 1 is root 3. So this becomes square root of 3 times 2 root 3. Then minus root 3 divided by root 3 is 1 times 6. Then plus root 3 divided by root 3 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So this becomes 2 times root 3 times root 3 is 3. Then minus 1 times 6 is minus 6. Then plus 1 divided by root 3. Now here is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0 plus 1. So this becomes 1 divided by root 3. So we can rationalize, multiply numerator and denominator by root 3 over root 3. And this is equal to root 3 divided by 3. We have this one here, which is simplify root 3 plus root 48 divided by root 6. So as we established earlier on, when we are given this, first reduce the square roots into its simplest form. So root 48 is equal to 16 times 3. So this is square root of 16 times 3. And square root of 16 is 4. So this is equal to 4 root 3. So the question becomes square root of 3 plus 4 root 3 divided by root 6. Then now we rationalize. So multiply numerator and denominator by root 6 over root 6. So this becomes square root of 6 times square root of 3 plus 4 root 3 divided by 6. Now, root A times root B is equal to square root of A times B. So root 6 times root 3 is equal to root 6 times 3, which is 18. So this is equal to root 18 plus 4 root 18 divided by 6. Now, root 18 is the same as square root of 9 times square root of 2. Square root of 9 is 3. So this is 3 root 3. So now, however, 1 root 18 times 4 root 18 is the same as 5 root 18. So we can further simplify this to 5 root 18 divided by 6. Then root 18 is 5 times root 9 times root 2 divided by 6. Root 9 is 3. Then 3 divided by 6 is 1 over 2. So this becomes 5 root 2 divided by 2. Simplify into bracket 10 root 3 over root 5 minus root 15 all squared. So the prudent thing is that we need to first solve what is in the bracket. So we can solve this by first finding LCM. The LCM is root 5. So this is divided by 1. Root 5 divided by root 5 is 1. 1 times 10 root 3 is 10 root 3. Then minus root 5 divided by 1 is root 5. Now this becomes root 5 times root 15. And let me solve it at this side. So root 5 times root 15. Remember what we said? Square root of A times square root of B is equal to square root of A times B. So this is equal to square root of 5 times 15. And 5 times 15 is 75. So this becomes square root of 75. So square root of 75 is here. Then we need to square all of this. So let's jump down and come here. So now let's express square root of 75 in its lowest form. That is equal to square root of 25 times square root of 3. Then square root of 25 is 5. So this becomes 5 root 3. So all of this becomes 10 root 3 minus 5 root 3 divided by root 5 all squared. Now 10 root 3 minus 5 root 3 is 5 root 3. So here becomes 5 root 3 divided by root 5 all squared. So now A over B all exponent C is equal to A exponent C divided by B exponent C. So this is equal to 5 root 3 squared divided by root 5 all squared. And this is equal to 5 squared is 25. Then root 3 squared is root 3 divided by root 5 squared is 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. So this is equal to 15. Evaluate root 28 plus square root of 343 divided by 2 root 63 plus 5 over 3. So just as we established earlier, reduce everything in the square root into its simplest form. So 4 times 7 is 28. So this becomes root 4 times root 7. Then plus 343 is the same as 49 times 7. So this becomes square root of 49 times square root of 7. And then divided by 2 times 63 is 7 times 9. So square root of 9 times square root of 7. Then plus 5 over 3. So you can see that square root of 4 is 2. So here is 2 root 7 plus square root of 49 is 7. So 7 root 7 divided by square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So divided by 6 root 7. And then, sorry, here 7 root 7 plus 5 over 3. So you see that we can factorize root 7. So 2 root 7 plus 7 root 7 is 9 root 7 divided by 6 root 7 plus 5 over 3. So this root 7 and this root 7 can cancel out. So we get 9 over 6 plus 5 divided by 3. So the LCM here is 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 9 is 9 plus 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Now 9 plus 10 is 19 divided by 6. Simplify 2 over 2 plus 2 root 2 plus 1 over 3 minus 2 root 2. So let's find the LCM. The LCM is 3 plus 2 root 2 then times 3 minus 2 root 2. So you see that this one and this one will cancel out. So we'll be left with 3 minus 2 root 2 times 2. So here becomes 2 times 3 minus 2 root 2. And this one and this one will also cancel out. So we'll be left with 3 plus 2 root 2. So plus 1 times 3 plus 2 root 2. So 2 times 2 is 6. Sorry, 2 times 3 is 6. Then minus 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 root 2. Then 1 times 3 is 3. Then 1 times 2 root 2 is plus 2 root 2 divided by, now you can see that this is difference of 2 squares. So this becomes 3 squared minus 2 root 2 squared. Now 6 plus 3 is 9. So here becomes 9. Minus 4 root 2 plus 2 root 2 is minus 2 root 2 divided by 3 squared is 9. Then minus 2 root 2 squared. Yes, 2 squared is 4. Then root 2 is squared is 2. So yes, 4 times 2, which is 8. So this becomes 9 minus 2 root 2 divided by 9 minus 8 is 1. And that is equal to 9 minus 2 root 2. Simplify into brackets square root of 5 exponent minus 2 times 75 exponent half times 12 exponent minus half. Now, if you have a number like this, a exponent minus b, it is equal to 1 over a exponent b. So it means that square root of 5 exponent minus 2 is equal to 1 over square root of 5 squared. And that is equal to 1 over 5. Then now, if you have a number like a exponent half, it is the same as square root of a. And therefore, 75 exponent half is equal to square root of 75. Now, if you also have another number, which is a exponent minus half, it is equal to 1 over a exponent, 1 over square root of a. And therefore, 12 exponent minus half is equal to 1 over square root of 12. So all of this becomes 1 over square root of 5 squared, then times root 75, then times 1 over square root of 12. Now, let's determine root 75. Root 75 is square root of 25 times 3. Now, this becomes 1 over 5 times square root of 25 times square root of 3. Then times, now, 1 divided by root 12 is square root of 4 times square root of 3. So you can see that from here, this root 3 and this root 3 can cancel out. Square root of 25 is 5. So 1 over 5 times 5 will also cancel out. So let me write it. 1 over 5 times 5 and times 1 over square root of 4 is 2. So 1 over 2. So this 5 and this 5 will cancel out. So at the end of the day, we are left with 1 over 2 as our final answer.